Hey everyone, welcome to the Serenity Farms Recovery Lab. We're going to be doing a lot of podcasts for a long time, and hopefully the positivity keeps sinking through. Great show today. I've got a great co-host, and Chris, and I always say her name wrong, Garashensky.
You got it right.
Boom.
Oh my God.
How about that? How about that? And I think Chris, today is going to be great. I'm excited because I have my friend of like 14, 15 years. Aimee Jane Williams is here. And this is going to be amazing because anyone who's going through the recovery process, you got to listen up because she has been through so much. I mean, from the seeds that were planted when she was a kid to now she's opening for Leonard Skinner. She's opening for Foreigner. She's got a voice that can knock down walls. And I just want everyone to experience what she's done, what she's going through, and how she continues with struggles to get better every day and the impact that she has on people. And I know as being a musician, how much magic there is in music as well that can get through to people. And you can tell I'm talking with my hands here, right? You know. So let's get this rolling. Aimee, introduce yourself.
Hi. Well, that was a hell of an introduction. I still have problems taking compliments. I'm like, oh, I'm blushing. Thank you. I'm Aimee Jane Williams, and yeah, I'm an I feel like I'm an alcoholic. I'm an addict. And yeah, all those things you said are true. Only by the grace of a higher power, I'm able to do all these amazing things today that I've always dreamt of doing.
We're wearing your shirts.
Yeah, these are not my Six Gun Sally. This is Aimee Jane Williams. These are my personal songs, Pray For Me and Crazy. I have music videos to both of these, actually. But I decided to just put them together on a shirt. This is the first step right here, right? Just like surrender.
You know, I think as today progresses, you know, there's several aspects of your life that we want to hit on. And then I think Chris and I will go back and forth asking you some questions about it, because the other thing that's amazing, you are not afraid to bare your soul. You will dig down deep.
Not today, yeah.
And you will tell, because it's worth, you know, if whatever you've been through, if it helps other people, you're not afraid to express that. And that's what Serenity Farms is all about.
That's what this is about. I mean, it's my duty, honestly, to just help other people today. That's it. Like that's
that
if I do that,
human, right?
Yeah, it's yeah. All even not addicts, because let's face it, the world's suffering, you know, in one way or another. And I've found a way to cope, you know, today through help of other people. So why would I not want to share that? And it keeps me sober. And I need to do. If that's not my purpose every day, then I fall back, and Lord knows I have fell back so many times. So I just got a year sober, by the way, like a real year. This is a miracle because I've been trying for 13 years to get a year completely sober from all substances, like everything.
That's phenomenal, because I remember, you know, times we were playing music, you know, you'd go a couple months and then you'd fall. Yeah. And then I wouldn't hear from you for a while, right?
Like California sober or Kratom sober, you know, always something though.
But now you've gone a year, and how does that
Didn't think
feel?
it was possible.
Where do you feel like confidence-wise from that?
I feel like I get off more on that than actually being on stage opening for Leonard Skinner. Like it really is.
That's awesome.
It
That's
is
awesome.
everything. It becomes everything, you know, and like seeing good friends of mine get sober, like seeing miracles. I mean, like that's what life's about.
Yes.
And I get to do that before, you know, because my outside life got better in 2013 when I got off heroin, cocaine, all the big drugs, right? I got off and I never went back, thank God. I started out in NA, and then I had a couple years sober, like completely sober. And I didn't really, I had like just this huge ego, and I was sleeping around with like everybody too, by the way. I was acting out all these other addictions. But the reason that I stayed sober was because of my job. I became a musician like almost overnight. Like my higher power blessed me. I was a dancer before that, like for many years, an exotic headliner actually. And I'd segued into being a professional musician, which was my dream. So that was like that was the purpose for me to stay sober.
You found your anchoring.
Yeah, and that was my driving force to stay sober, was that, and it's changed over the years. And I think that's where this change happens to us. We have a psychic change, and it's taken that long for me to get that.
So I think, you know, I think we're going to start with you as a child, right? And I think I think Chris could, because Chris, you've gone through some things maybe in kind of an opposite way, you know, with your family growing up and then maybe some questions that could come from you to Aimee after she goes through this, I think would be, pretty good.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
got a little
Yeah,
bit of history. You were raised with addicts, your parents.
Yeah. So I was born into, my parents started drinking at, they tell me 14 years old. When I would talk to them about their addictions, they still had the stigma around it. No, not me. I'm not that bad. Ba, 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 ba. And they weren't born into it. So I actually learned that through Serenity Farms and Julio and how we get into these environments. So tell me, was yours born into, or did you get caught up?
Well, completely different, actually. I was born a Jehovah's Witness. I was going to not name drop, but I will. I guess it's okay. We're just bearing everything.
Yes.
I usually like to say I was born into a cult that, because it felt like that. It very much was, but I don't have any resentments today because of 12 steps. I don't resent that religion or my parents, but I was born Jehovah's Witness, and that made me different from anybody
They don't
else.
drink.
Well, no, they don't drink, but it made me better than everyone else, right? Because we were the one true religion and everybody was wrong. I mean, this is what I was told and taught as a child. So like, I believed it. And so, when I started school, every single time there was like any sort of holiday, Christmas, any sort of celebration, I had to sit in the hall for every birthday. We didn't celebrate any of that stuff. So I was weird. And my dad moved me around a lot. So 7 different schools by 7th grade, and sitting in the hall for every single, like in all those schools, like every function that there would be. And I'd be just like praying for Armageddon to come and just wipe those kids out because I was right and they were wrong. So egomaniac with an inferiority complex.
But that's all you knew.
That's all I
Yeah,
knew.
you had your walls up, and that was everything within those walls.
But when I went to visit my mom, she stopped practicing that faith. I remember when she told me she stopped, I had like anxiety attack because I thought, Mom, you're going to die in Armageddon. This is the way to be. And my dad tried to keep me away from her. So when I, finally went to visit her at 13, he had me in Oregon for a year. I hadn't seen her. I was in the 7th grade, and I started. That's when I met my good friend Emily, who's in the room with me today. I started school with her, and I told Dad I'm not coming back, and I started living that double life. Like I said, I'm going to go to the Kingdom Hall, right? I would do that. But I was not. I was celebrating. I was going wild. I wanted a boyfriend. And so I remember the first day I walked into school, I saw that guy sitting there, and I'm like, who is that? And like my one friend that was next to me was like, that's my boyfriend. I'm like, oh shit. So I backpedaled, but I actually married him now. So it's crazy. He was my first everything.
The world.
Yeah. I mean, I had sex like right away. Because I was so kept from that. So I just kind of went really wild. And, my mom's sister was part of the Jehovah's Witness faith. And she was my one constant back and forth through my dad and her. And I loved her so much. And she passed away. I just went nuts. Drugs,
but you had
alcohol.
that guilt. The guilt of religion was on you
Oh my
as
God,
well,
the guilt, the guilt, constant. Yes. I mean, I when my childhood, I have a different perspective because sobriety has showed me a lot of I can look back and remember good things in my childhood. But growing up, it was all fear, guilt, shame. If I wanted to sing a Christmas song, and I would by myself, I felt so bad about that. Like if my dad found out, I would get punished harshly for just the desire to want
go ahead,
to do
Chris,
that.
go ahead.
There's so much importance to what you're saying because society places this stigma on addiction, right? And it's not just a religious aspect. It is, if you do this, you are a bad person.
Exactly.
No, that is a bad act. That is
Yeah.
not a bad person. Why is the person doing that? So, for the last however many years, we've swept everything under the rug, and now here we are pulling people out of the river. We need to go upstream and find out why they're getting in. And it's these situations, right, where you're living that double life.
And you were like that Tupperware sealed, right? You were stuck in that, and you wanted to open that lid and say, hey, here I am.
Oh yeah, I did really, and I just went a little wild. And when I came 18, I became a stripper on my 18th birthday, and I took that to a whole career. Like I became a headliner. You've been there. Pat's been around. I lit him on fire a couple times.
Actually, because Aimee, we met musically.
Yeah, right.
And so I get a call one day from Aimee, and she says, Pat, I've got this show to do. And Aimee was like an acrobat, right? She would come out.
All I can think about is how strong her legs are right now.
But it wasn't like she came out and she ate fire and spit fire. And so she said, "Can you help me?" I'm like, "Sure."
You were my roadie.
I was
You
her
were a
roadie,
yeah.
yes.
I
And,
segued. I did music and that for a while.
and I'm like, "Absolutely, I will help you." And I still picture this, and this was a long time ago. She lit a guy on fire. And I'm swatting a towel at the
well,
guy.
I spilled the bucket of alcohol lighter fluid spilled on the stage, and people were dumping their monsters on it, trying to get it out. And he's thinking this is hilarious. It was very bad, actually.
But yeah, it was like her. I guess, but it was more the acrobat.
Yeah,
You know,
I was good at my job. I did. But well, so here's that though. So I don't have anything bad to say about exotic dancers, strippers. I got paid to show up and do these great shows. Like I didn't have to do lap dances. I didn't have to go home with people. I didn't have to do anything extra. But being the good little addict I am, spending all my money on drugs, alcohol, and boyfriends that just sucked, right? I start doing extra things. I go down that road. I'm going home with people, and I can't and I never wanted to be a prostitute. Like that just wasn't what I wanted to do. No offense to sex work. That wasn't what I wanted to do when I was a little girl. I wanted to dance and I wanted to sing. And it gave me the money to write songs. So I was going to Rick's studio, you know, very Catholic, who knew I was a headliner, exotic headliner. He didn't want to sexploit himself, but he saw something in me, and it was the pain. I was writing all these songs about what was really going on. And I was just walking this line between Aimee Jane and Claudia Monet. That was my stage name. And just going back and forth, and I knew I had to drop this completely because I was pickled in that too, because I couldn't just show up and do my job and dance and be awesome and get paid. I'd end up going home with somebody, and a good-looking guy would offer me $1,000 to go back to the hotel, and I'm like, okay. So I'm pickled in that, and then I end up doing something that I hate myself, and I'm at the bottom of a bottle again, because let's face it, no matter how, I don't care what sex worker tells you, there's some time that they're going to go down a road and do something where they absolutely hate themselves for doing this act with another human being. It's gross. I mean, it is. It was gross a lot of the times. They were older than me. They were nasty. And I'm like choking while I'm doing these things. But then I've told you this was going to get graphic. So there was a lot of things I had to overcome. That was the biggest addiction for me, was turning down fast, easy money, sugar daddies in my phone, all of that. There's the religious side of things. So I had all these resentments I didn't know I had, because when you come in here, we don't have any resentments. And then there's this sex work side of me that I can't let go of that, but I can't even do a bachelor party because I end up going down a road and hating myself.
So you were two different people.
It was. My whole life pretty much was two different people. Yeah.
And that slow process of becoming one and finding yourself, getting that confidence. I always talk about confidence being such a building block for what you're going through. I think if you get 1 ounce of confidence, you start to believe in yourself. And let me add this. So I met you in probably 2014. And for people who don't know, I am a bass player. I have been Pittsburgh's bass ho for many, many years, and I've played with everyone who calls me. I walked into the Meadows Casino one night, and there's this band playing, and I saw you singing. And I was like, whoa. I mean, the soul of Tina Turner, the soul of this heavy Motown, but powerful rock. And I was like, that girl can wail. And that's what I saw in you. We met. That's when we met. And then the next time we talked was at Rinky Dinks. You were doing like 3 or 4 female, country rock acts, and I was like, wow. And then I started to get to know you a little bit better. And then I started, whenever I needed a replacement as a bass player, I started stealing your bass player I was kind of like grabbing him to do my fill-ins. So our friendship kind of grew. So I've seen some of your steps along the way, right? And, we talk about confidence, and I will use this. We'll go back to maybe 20. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I know your confidence. And this is where I got my confidence through surrendering, which is the weirdest thing. That is where it's at. And everybody says, you're doing so great. And I give total, it's all my higher power. It's not me. It's my higher power. And people don't like that. They're like, you deserve it. It's you. Give yourself some credit. Well, it doesn't matter if I'm giving credit to this holy being that half people don't even believe in. I just believe in something bigger. And I know that's the reason that I have my confidence today. I was so insecure out there on stage.
And that's what I'm going to touch on.
I've been insecure my whole life until now.
But that's
It's crazy.
changing, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
We talked about, you growing up as a witness and going through these changes in life. What does surrender look like to you?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I tried so many times, but not fully. I held on to my old ideas. And they say, like in the readings of, you know, Big Book and how it works, they say we held on to our old ideas but the result was nil till we let go. Absolutely. I would let go of little things, people, places, and things. But like I said, I would just get pulled back like a sugar daddy or something, or, you know, something would always pull me back to where I would take it back. I take my will back. I surrender it all so many times. And then I'll start maybe smoking a little pot, you know, just anything. And something that just ends up, I'll tell you this, like I've been struggling to stay sober, like I said, for so many years. And I haven't went back to the hard drugs. But I did something really fucking crazy. We're wearing the shirts. Really fucking crazy in 2019. And this is where I realized that I have a mental thing that can only be fixed through this program, like through this higher power and these people and this, you know, everything you're doing here at Serenity Farms, working a program can only fix what is wrong with me. And this is where I realized I was insane. I did a whip it because there was a whipped cream container in my, you know, fridge, and I just sucked it down and I liked it. So I went to Walmart and bought like all these whipped cream cartridges, and I'm like,
Did they card you?
Like, no, not cartridges. I'm sorry.
No,
I bought
the ID card.
No, I bought just whipped cream. I got cans of like Cool Whip, right? And I just sat in the parking lot doing these. And like, this is insane, right? And then I discovered like Air Duster kind of did it, and it was cheaper and easier. And here I am in my 30s. And I'm huffing Air Duster, but I'm not drinking and I'm not smoking pot. I'm not taking Kratom, and I'm still going to AA. But this is like, how crazy is this? It was giving me some sort of escape. And so I'm driving down the road on 95 South in Florida, and I'm hitting this can of Air Duster while I'm driving. And I woke up and my windshield was in my face, and there was blood everywhere. And I got rear-ended by a semi-truck and pushed underneath another one. And I got out of that car. Like I got out. Like I'll never forget. Like that was, and I was filled with shame because I knew why it happened, and I couldn't tell anybody why that happened. That's insane. Like, and I didn't get busted for it, obviously. And I'm putting this out there now. I hope it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. But yeah, like I realized, like I'm fucking crazy. Like I'm insane. Like I should be locked up. And I came to Pittsburgh in 2019 after that, met my sponsor that I have now, and he was the first person I told why I got in that accident. Oh, by the way, it wasn't paid off, and my insurance lapsed, so I didn't have car insurance. I lost my car. I'm still paying for it. Had the money, just didn't pay for it. So I was like rock bottom. You know, here I am, 2019, rock bottom again. And I told him what happened. He said, I did that before, huffing nitrous, driving down the road. Oh, yeah, he was just as nuts as me. He's got 39 years now, and he's just my mentor. But yeah, and it's weird because I can share that now, but like that's crazy.
Well, you're actually, you know, going from where you've been to where, you know, the journey that you're on. You have been sharing that with other people. You have been working with people.
Tell them all.
How does that, you know, when you go and you're also ripping off scabs, talking about what you've been through, how do you see that affecting other people that you are talking with?
That you can freaking do it if you just keep coming back and trying. It's like I said, it's like climbing a wall, like a rock wall. How many times do you fall down? You have to keep trying. Like I feel like relapse is part of this thing. It doesn't have to be. Like my sponsor is a freak of nature, came in, picked up that 24-hour chip and never picked up 39 years. But so many people just don't think it's going to work for them. But there are programs out there. There's things you can lean into. It's absolutely free, and it does work. And you can be, it's going to be one of two things. If it's bad, if you're a real addict, it's going to be jails, institutions, death, or happy, joyous, and free. That's it. Like, that's it. You can white knuckle it. There are those middle grounders, which I see people with clean time, and they're just miserable, and I don't understand how. But when you really do this, when you really follow through and stick to whatever program you're doing, you will be happy. Your confidence is brimming.
You know, it's fun. And that's what I want to touch on, because I'm thinking of a little thing, you know, two things actually. Several years ago, you were living in South Florida. I went to Florida and you guys were playing in South Beach. And I came down to and it's so weird. We were playing country music on South Beach. Very, very odd. And I think that was the first time I really played on stage with you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is when I knew she had that thing as a musician. It's that soul, it's that inner funk. And on stage, I think, you know, when you're playing and making music, I think that was your first, maybe that first piece of what started to bring you to recovery, because your confidence is there. And I always talk about confidence.
It played a huge part in me.
And then one night you called me and you said that you thought your ex-boyfriend wanted to hurt you or he wanted to hurt himself. So you're like, and I think you were on the South Side. Mm-hmm. I packed up my bass and you're talking, and you were like, I'm never going to play this acoustic guitar. I'm never going to play. And I said, Aimee, quit kicking yourself in the ass. Yeah. And I said, you can do this. And I said, play me these three chords, C, F, and G. And what did you do?
You played Full in the Rain by Led
Zeppelin. You played Full in the Rain by Led Zeppelin, and you kicked its ass, which is not, and I just saw you lit up. And like I said, I tell everyone out there, when you're tripping, when you're falling, and it doesn't even have to be with an addiction. It could be with your anxiety, your impulses.
You want to learn to play guitar, you think you can't. You really can. Like
this much confidence, that much. Bit. It's the seed.
Yeah. Right.
Or hope. If it's not confidence, just even a little bit of hope, which is what I had. Yeah.
Water it, it grows. And they talk about the tree doesn't just grow outwards, its roots growing too. So as that grows, you're building an anchor as well as a flowering on top. And it was that night. And and that was a great night of music, just jamming out. And I saw it. I saw it that night. I'm like, she's going to kick this ass. And then you went to Nashville, you met Dennis. And by the way, her husband he's like the most laid back dude you'll ever meet. They're like perfect together. I think,
we took each other's virginity in the 7th grade. I know. We blame each other for our sex addictions.
I talk about yin and yang, right? Mm-hmm. And I think you guys work that, and it creates a balance. So we could touch on that too, but
that was another thing that came to me through God. I'm telling you, this higher power, whatever it is, this big thing that I've turned my life over to. Like you asked about the surrender, and I have to keep doing that. Like when I was working in Nashville on Broadway 5 nights a week, I thought, well, I'm not stripping, I'm not doing anything. This is what I meant to do. But I was in a bar 5 nights a week that was just crazy. It's like Mardi Gras on Broadway in Nashville every night. I had to quit that. And I'm driving DoorDash. And I'm like, well, I know it's not good for my sobriety. I have to go to any lengths. That's surrendering today. Still, every day it's a surrender. And there seems to be new things that I have to let go of. And I let go and I'm driving for DoorDash. And I'm like, this is where I had a moment. I'm like, I used to have sugar daddies that would send me money. I used to play on Broadway. Bitch, you get to drive DoorDash. You have a car. You get to show. You're going to be the best damn DoorDash driver you can be today.
It's humbling.
It's great gratitude. You got to find it from somewhere, And I'm like, I had no choice but to let go of Broadway because it was killing me. And even though I thought that was my dream, and I made it, and it taught me a lot. Rock and roll boot camp, But so it's letting go more, but yeah.
And I always speak from because we only truly know in ourselves what music is meant to me, right? And when I see you play, I'm like, it's like I see that in you now, and I see that more now than ever with your new band, Six Gun Sally.
Well, I was going to say, Six Gun Sally fell in my lap as I was driving DoorDash. That just fell in my lap. See what happens when you have faith? And now I'm opening for Skinner, I was so happy.
and so I think what we're going to do here shortly is, Aim, you're going to play us some songs for us.
Sure.
This week's sponsor, City T-Shirt Company. Decorated apparel designs and fulfillment. Let us price your next branded order. Shirts, hats, signs, and more.
For your listening pleasure, Aimee Jane Williams.
So this is for all my struggling people out there that have lost another love and feel like jumping off a bridge because they chased another one away and they feel absolutely hopeless. It's called Pray For Me. I should have told you right from the start. Addiction runs deep in me. Oh, it captured my heart. So if you wanna leave me, well, it's what I deserve. I'll tell you I'm sorry again, but what is it worth? Oh, I'm on the outside looking in, walking a line that's wearing thin, finding new vices every day, losing myself along the way. Oh, I'm running out of reasons why you see right through me and my lies. Feels like my mind will never rest, looking at jails, institutions, and death. Pray for me, oh, oh, pray for me, oh, oh. I'm pulling you under, down in a hole. I've been trying to love you, babe, with what's left of my soul. I'm hitting the bottle, ooh. I'm hitting my knees. Oh, but you're hitting your breaking point. Damn this disease, 'cause you're on the outside looking in, walking a line that's wearing thin. I know you're tired of my shit, baby, this time I swear I'll quit. But you're running out of reasons why I'm suffocating on my lies. Feels like I'll never catch my breath. Bring on the jails, institutions, and death. Pray for me, oh, oh, pray for me, oh, oh, pray for me, oh, will you pray for me? Hey, oh, oh, while you're walking away from me, oh, won't you pray for me? Please pray for me while you're walking away. Please pray for me. Oh, please pray for me. I should have told you right from the start. Oh, addiction runs deep in me. Please pray for my heart.
Wow.
You know, I try not to
That was
curse.
incredible.
Oh, thanks.
Holy
I just
shit.
It was trying to get the balance on the mic, you know.
It was perfect.
Even more important, the emotion.
I
Wow.
welled up with tears halfway through with the first
got-
time you stopped playing the guitar. And
I'm
you
goosebumpy.
Yeah, incredible.
Thanks, man.
I
Try
tell
to
you
get
what,
there.
it sounds exactly like the conversation we had before the show started. It sounded just like you, not in the sense of it's you singing you, but like your story. Is this your story?
Yeah, I just scared another one off, and I wanted to kill myself. Like I just really wanted it all to end because it was like the broken heart. So I have that like love addict, you know, codependency. I always had to be in a relationship. I always wanted to make the one, whichever one I was with, I had to make him the one, and it just wasn't the case. But I also would scare them away because I was unhappy and they weren't fulfilling my needs, and I would drink myself into oblivion and they'd have to witness that shit, and it would horrify them, you know? Like, and my favorite thing is when I drank around with the guys with Six Gun Sally, Jeff's like, Aimee, you do not have a problem, you're fine. That's because they didn't see me behind closed doors. You ask any one of my exes and they'll tell you it's the worst shit they've ever seen in their life. And including my husband, he's had to see me like that, and he's a big a big supporter. You know, I love him so much. First man I could ever be faithful to, actually, too, which is
Definitely your number. He's definitely your number
He's my
one
dude,
fan.
man,
He
yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
So, like I said, wow. How do
It was
you-
outstanding.
How do
I'm
you
like,
top that, right?
I don't even, I'm lost for words.
So this summer, let's talk a little bit about this summer before we do one more song and close. You have a really crazy busy summer coming up, don't you?
I do.
So tell us
I'm
about.
scared a little bit. And
No,
I'm glad. Listen, I'm
no.
glad. I guess I would be lying if I didn't have a little bit of fear around it, because I'm not going to be able to be at my home group all the time. I'm not going to have my dog with me. You know, Marley is my
yeah.
life. And
Let's invite them.
I'm going to see if I can bring my dog and my husband. I'd like to see him too, more than, you know, I don't know how long we're going to be gone. If we're going to just like do 2 weeks and maybe come back, that would be good. Or if it's going to be pretty much 2 months gone.
Let's tell everyone, because they'll be able to follow you, or if when this reaches other people, maybe
Yes,
come see
be my
you.
friend. I need accountability, so I stay sober on the road. So come see Six Gun Sally. But just Google Six Gun
but
Sally.
who are you opening for? And
For
some of
Leonard
the places.
Skinner and Foreigner. And guess what? I get to write all the lyrics, every single lyric for the songs for Six Gun Sally now. All the songs you're going to hear on our new album, I wrote them. I wrote all the lyrics.
And
for
Chris,
it
if
and
you
Dave.
notice what the way she's saying this,
I'm so proud to write songs.
that level of that's the Aimee that I always saw, right?
Thanks.
Writing is cathartic. I
Yes.
journal and blog, you know.
And
I
don't wanna-
can't sing.
I don't
but-
want to sing crappy lyrics that somebody else wrote. Like, I just wanted, they gave me a hand in letting me go. And I'm like, if you want to change anything, you can change any of these lyrics you want, but this is what I got. And they're like, oh, it's fine. And I get to sing what I wrote. And I mean what I'm saying. I
Once
love
again,
my
the
band.
growing confidence.
I love my band. Six Gun Sally has opened all my dreams. Dave Barb is just, he's my hero.
He's a good
He's
dude, man.
given
He's
me-
a good guy.
I love him too. Yeah.
So you're going to be on some pretty big stages, several thousand people. Probably with some of those Skinner shows, you're going to have 15,000 people.
Well, there were 20,000 the last time we opened for Skinnerd. We got to open for him last year, and that's not with Foreigner with us. That was just Skinnerd. So I'm imagining
That's awesome. That's the music of my childhood is Leonard Skinner.
everyone. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, before anybody says, "Oh, it's the new Skinnerd," there's no original members. They have been. That's Ronnie Van Zant's brother,
Yes.
Johnny, and they've been together for over 20 years.
And they've got Rick Medlock, who was actually their original drummer. He's playing lead guitar now.
Oh, really?
Way back at the very beginning for about 10 minutes.
Everything can't always stay the same.
No.
We know that, right?
Unfortunately, yeah. But an
but that's
Artemis,
why we're
but I
here.
listen. I
That's
love
it.
Artemis Pyle is the original drummer left from Skinner. I'm maybe not the first or whatever, but he's been in like two plane crashes at least.
Yes.
Survived them. He has his own band, and they do the Skinner songs too. They're great, and we've gotten open for him and tour with him. Like my
Well,
first
I
year.
heard you
I
go
love
on
him.
stage. Okay. And do you remember Bo Bice from American Idol?
You remember
You
him.
didn't you
It was a long
sing?
time ago.
Wasn't Don't Misunderstand Me? You sang, but you did a duet with Bo, right?
I did. Well, no, I got to do it with Barry Lee Harwood, the writer
Okay.
of Don't Misunderstand Me. So that was Dale Krantz and what is it, Rosington, Gary
Don't
Rosington.
misunderstand.
Yeah, so I sang that with the writer of that song is Barry Lee Harwood, and he is now in this, I believe he's still in the Artemis Pyle band. So it was cool to sing that song. I was Dale Krantz, and he was Gary Rosington.
Well,
the writer.
as this winds down, thank you so much. This is Chris. This is our first show. I don't think it could have went any better. But listen, continued success. You know I love you dearly. You are my buddy, and you just keep hoeing the road you're hoeing.
It's a different
Keep
kind
being
of
you. Keep being you. We love it.
And I think that's what grounds you is that you are uniquely you.
Thank you.
And I think what you've been through and through things like this, you can actually
Oh,
you can influence so many people.